You're listening to the Mississippi Outdoors Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Wyatt. And today, a return guest, one of our favorites, and I know he's one of yours because you probably follow him on social media and YouTube. He's David Ellis, better known as Yawt Yawt, with us again on the podcast.
Mississippi Outdoors is sponsored by Entergy Mississippi. Entergy is building a stronger and cleaner grid to power a brighter future and protect our great outdoors for generations to come.
You're listening to the Mississippi Outdoors Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Wyatt. And today, a guest that you know, and just about everybody knows, and he's been here before. And I promise we're not going to talk about Photoshop today. Yawt Yawt, David Ellis, welcome to the podcast.
All right, it's good to be back.
Oh, yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back. And we might, did Chip send you the...
All right. David, he did send it to me. As a matter of fact, I guess it was yesterday or maybe the day before. He texted me, and I think I was on the radio. Okay, but I do look at my text and I look, and he says, David's got another Photoshop.
Right.
That's all I saw. So when I saw the picture, that deer, David, and maybe he can pop it up on the screens. That deer, I got to say, it's so big. Somebody may look at it and wonder if it's Photoshop.
They might wonder. Yeah.
Was that this year?
It was. I had a really great year in the deer season. So, I actually missed that buck early the first time on the first sit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you got another shot at it.
And then about a month later, he showed back up on camera and got it. And he was a really great deer, and a lot of neighbors were kind of ill about it. But, you know,
so they were hunting him
they're
too.
not my neighbors.
But they'd seen him too.
Yeah, so I said to Chip the other day, I was like, well, we got another deer. So hopefully.
And the official word is that picture is not Photoshopped.
The official word. Now, I might have sat back a little far to make him look,
The fish pic.
That's right. But I'm not ashamed about that part because I went through a lot to get these deer. But had a really great season of deer hunting, and my child did, and just had a really good, fun season this year. So, and it's always good because I like to hunt bigger bucks, and I mean, I'll take the little ones too, the legal. Let me think that I'll take the smaller legal ones, but had a really great time this year.
That's great.
So the only nervous part about it was I was hunting close to some roads, and the game wardens kept riding up and down the road, and I found out later on that was a high traffic area for poachers. And
really?
Yeah. So, and I found this out later because I text my buddy and I'm like, dude, he's rode by 5 times. And he goes, dude, you're in Macon. I was in Macon County or Macon. And he said, that road, I told him where I was at. He said, that road's the number 1 poaching road in that county. And I'm like, so there's some good deer here. And then I know, I see why. After I shot one, I was like, nah, I kind of see why. I mean, not that I would do it, but it's very intense watching the amount of traffic that come up down it because I thought people just lived up there. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize, from that 4:15-ish to 4:30-ish, the traffic picks up.
What are you talking about, PM or AM?
PM.
PM, okay.
Yeah, the traffic picks up. A lot of, I guess, road hunting and are looking. It may just be nature watchers, I don't know. But it kind of scared me because, I don't try to do wrong. But when you shoot a deer of that caliber, I'm like, okay, if the game warden comes by, do I have all my stuff in order?
Do you have it in order?
Because we're fisting to make this. So I didn't post that deer or the YouTube for 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Because I kind of wanted the season to be over with almost.
Did you film it?
Yeah, I filmed it. It was all on YouTube, but I didn't let it out for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Because I didn't want the neighbors to know. I kind of wanted them to still hunting the ghost and, stuff like that. Be a little petty.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, when I shot the first buck off that piece of property, the neighbor give out the road on the internet where I was at. And I was like, that harms you too. It don't just harm me, it harms you too. And then I was like, well, when I got this one, I'm like, I'm not telling nobody.
You learned from that first experience.
Yeah, so
give it a little time.
I don't know if the owner's going to let me hunt there again this year since I took 2 really great deer off of there, but got to hunt them while you can.
While you can. Well, it's a phenomenal picture too.
Yeah.
Okay, filming for you've a million different experiences filming, trapping hogs, beavers, otters, all this kind of stuff, turkey stuff years ago. What's the difference in all that versus trying to film your own deer hunt?
Oh, well, the main difference is all I have is an iPhone.
Okay.
So everything's at 100 yards or further, and it's hard to get like good quality. But also, just from filming the trapping, I know my animals are trapped, and I can get good footage right there on it. But with the deer hunt, everything is kind of split second.
Yeah.
You got to be ready.
You may miss it.
And I actually shot at this deer several times before when I actually took him. Okay. Shot him several times, to make sure that he did not run off this time, but I'm going to take another chance. But the filming part of it is just trying to interact, talk. What I've learned is so when I'm trapping, I know what I'm going to get. When I'm hunting, you do all this B-roll talk that you may never use.
Right.
So every day, because you may hunt 12 times before you even shoot a deer.
Yeah.
But you done had 12 conversations about today and then it's just wasted. So I have all these conversations. That's only the difference for me is it's just I talk a lot more that don't ever get seen, or the days everybody just gets to see what happened that day.
Yeah.
And then also these properties filming where I was at on the road, not on the road. There's 100 acres between the roads. I'm not on the road, but you can see the roads. And you got to zoom in or block out the backgrounds.
Right. Your angles are important because you don't want to give away the exact spot.
Right. And then I'm hunting from the ground, so you don't ever want somebody shooting from the road and then take a chance. Yeah, so the amount of deer that I was hunting from a road that was visible, could potentially put you in danger. Even if you had your orange on, they might not be able to see at that point where you're sitting on the ground and stuff. So
sure. Well, and I appreciate you sharing the pictures as well, because I had not seen it. It was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
I tried to come up with something clever, though, regarding Photoshop and maybe even bring it in. But then I thought the last thing I need is another Photoshop experience with David Ellis after the first one. Foot in my mouth the first time, didn't want to do that
again.
Well,
is what I do for a living with YouTube and social media and stuff. I have a thermal sponsor. I have a drone, and then the first year that I get all this, I start getting all these big bucks taken down. And then I was so proud that I had a daylight pic of this deer. Because by the time you get a deer taken, and by the time you get up there to get your pics, it's already nighttime.
Dark.
And all my friends are like, boy, you got a feed sponsor, you got a thermal sponsor, you got a drone. It must be easy to shoot them big bucks. I'm like, y'all better stop.
Yeah.
But no, everything I do is on video, and specifically for that purpose as well. Yeah. Even if you don't have a YouTube channel, it's fun to just go back and just reminisce over it. Mm-hmm. Come this deer season, I'll probably watch those old videos of how that played out and getting them and the emotion, But so
it's cool to have it documented too. Like you say, years down the road, you can always kind of go back to. Are you still doing all your own editing for your content that goes out on YouTube and elsewhere?
Yeah. I'm still. You could probably watch it and tell, but no, I have a video camera guy that helps me. I think I did 137 episodes this year.
Okay.
And he probably helped me with 20 of them, so we stay rolling. It takes a lot to do 137 episodes.
And in terms of what the content is, say here's a hog trapping video, here's a beaver video. You're not setting out going, I'm going to do this many hog videos, I'm going to do this many. You're just basically documenting what you're doing every day.
It's an everyday process. I'm a hired trapper.
Okay.
So whatever I'm doing, I know I'm doing beaver jobs this week. I know I'm doing hog jobs. We just separate them, and we film in here, and then we film in here, and then we just decide which video comes out first. So it's just an everyday process of what I do. Yeah. And whether it be beavers or hogs or raccoons, or, we get them out of the attics, and squirrels and whatever else, do the best we can.
Yeah.
And then we put in there the best legal ways of doing things, because you don't want to do anything. And it's not hard. Rules are rules, but as a guy, sometimes things just need to be done a little bit different that you can't film. And I don't even have an example in my head, but I just know there's just certain times we better not show how we pulled that coon out of the attic. You know what I mean? Right. So, but you got to get a job done.
Sure.
And so we have to edit the best we can, and we're always respectful and stuff like that. But sometimes you just got to reach in there and grab.
Like a lot of things, not everything is for public consumption.
That's right. That's right. Everything. Like my wife says all the time, every thought doesn't need to come out your mouth.
Keep it in there.
Right. Everything. But like I said, with having a high quality personality, a lot of people take it as like it's being disrespectful sometimes, and it's not. I'm just a proud trapper.
Sure.
So when somebody calls and said, "Man, these hogs tore up my yard, tore up my land," and I go, I'm excited the fact that we just took care of this problem for this person who's
help somebody. You
helping them. They stressing out. They're losing sleep. Mm-hmm. Hogs are tearing up their yard every night, and you show up, and then you're excited. And a lot of people misinterpret that as just being, I don't know, disgusting or vile. Like you shouldn't be laughing about it, but we're not laughing at the animal. We're having a good time because we did a great job.
Sure.
And but then again, you just have to go. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like something, But
can't make everybody.
My kids like me. My wife likes me. We're good.
As long as they like you, you're fine with it. Have you had experiences? Total strangers recognize you?
Oh yeah, everywhere we go, somebody's going to. I mean, we were at the beach and just so happened we're in the water, and I got a GoPro in my hand, and this guy just comes out, floats right out to me, and he goes, "Yawt Yawt, that's you."
He recognized you from a distance.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then he was like, "You over here?" I was like, I hang out in the nice water too. You got to send me down there to the river all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wondered about that, what it's like. And maybe even what that first, how many years you've been doing this?
I've been since 17 and then the YouTube just since like 2021.
Okay.
And a lot of people notice me from the YouTube now from the videos because you have a lot of kids and these ball games. My youngest kid plays Travel League and All Stars, and you always have those kids wanting to come up take pictures because their family watches it, so it's never a problem.
But the YouTube channel still not quite 5 years old then.
Yeah.
That's amazing growth in a short period of time.
Still rolling. It's slowed up a little bit, but it's normal for this time of the year because people get out and do more for themselves instead of watching, live it through somebody else. So I always tell people I'm here for the people that can't get out and do and or maybe used to do some of the things that I do, and they get to watch it and live through it. So
do you remember the first time that someone you didn't know walked up and said, "Hey, you're that guy on YouTube"? Do you remember the first time you got
Applebee's, Columbus, Mississippi?
Applebee's in Columbus.
Columbus, Mississippi. A guy walked up. He said, "Are you Yawt Yawt?" That's before I had a hat they could look at, Because everybody will look, and then if they see that hat, they'll be like, they'll kind of. Yeah. But I was at Applebee's. A guy walked up, and I was by myself, and he walks up and he goes, "Yawt Yawt, that's you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Where's your entourage at?" And I was like, "I hang by myself." And so that was a pretty cool point. And then we actually become, since that was kind of the first person that recognized me, we actually become friends and just kind of through life. And back when you kind of give your number out to everybody, it didn't, but the weirdest one recognized, and this happened years ago. So these kids will probably be in their 20s now. I was at the Applebee's. So a lot of people don't know, I used to go to the Applebee's and eat, and then I'd go watch a movie by myself. That was my thing. Okay. And I go to the bathroom, and these two kids, not two kids, had to have been 17 or 18, I guess. They walk into the bathroom, and they just stand behind me. So I'm in there using the bathroom, and I turn around, and the guy goes, "Are you Yawt Yawt?" Like both of them. "Are you Yawt Yawt?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they went to shake my hand. I was like, "Well, hold on just a minute."
Basic hygiene, fellas. We're going to wash first.
But they had come to the bathroom and stand there behind the stall. They didn't want to say anything in public. So I always remember that. And they were just kids. So it's not, but, if it had been grown men, I'd be like, "Hold up, cuz." Yeah.
It'd been a different vibe, man.
All right. Gave him a good handshake.
Recognized in the bathroom.
Right. So, but little things like that. But I always like the kids. I mean, grown folks will always come up and be like, "How you doing?" and carry on. But I always like it when the kids come up there and they're shy because, and they just lock up and, they're meeting who they think is cool or whatever. But like I said, I'm just normal like anybody else.
Okay. And so since this started for you, the social media presence and the sort of internet celebrity and YouTube channel, where are some of the places it's taken you? that you never thought you'd go, and then you look and you find yourself somewhere and you think, man, this is really cool.
Yeah, I get to go. I mean, I get invited on hunts all the time. So when you get to go to Texas, and because it's a rich environment, I wouldn't say it's a little bit easier, but I mean, you got a cornfield around every corner.
Yeah,
you know, me and my brother got run off a place turkey hunting one time. We got invited because of the social media. And there was the state's got a limit. He didn't give us a limit. You know, it's like, so we went with the state limit. And we took every turkey he had on that place.
He failed to tell you he had a different limit than what was legal.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, most clients get like 1 or 2 birds. He didn't say that. He said, just come hunt and have a good time. He just didn't understand it. Like, my good time is tagging out. So we were there like 3 or 4 days. And we never did. Me and my brother never did get another invite. But,
that's funny. You're like the offensive lineman at Mississippi State that the local buffet, they told him don't come back. Yeah. You know, he kind of wore out his welcome. He ate too much. You had too much fun.
I had too much fun, so I never get invited back. But you get to go on hunts. You're always getting invited to places. The only 2 things I've left to do is I'd like to do a bear hunt, and I would like to catch a shark from the shore. And we tried that this past week, but the June grass come in so thick you couldn't even. So it didn't pan out. But those are only 2 things. And but mainly I like to be home. We're going to the National Trapper Association next month up in Virginia.
Have you been to that before?
I haven't.
First time? Okay.
It's first time. So I got a lot of interest about me coming. So Duke Traps sponsors me a lot. So, and they were actually the first to like ever like financially, and I was like, I remember calling my buddy. I'm like, dude, somebody just paid me to trap. I'm already trapping. Like, you know what I mean? So,
going up.
So I'm gonna go with them. We're gonna fly out there. He's got a little plane, and
now that's cool, right there.
Yeah, they're worried. So the last time I went with Duke Traps, we went to Kansas to raccoon trap, but we were there just to film because the out of state trapping is ridiculous price wise. Okay. So it was just raccoons, and we were just there to film another guy. And on the way back, we're almost to Tupelo to land. And we're 11,000 feet, but we're 11 minutes from the airport. And they said we could start descending because they had so much traffic. And now you're doing 1,000 feet a minute to get down to where you need to be because we're 11 minutes out, 11,000 feet up. And my ears went, I mean, they feel like they've been to bust. Well, when I feel pain, I have a low tolerance. I get heat flash. So I'm sitting in the back of this plane, this 6-seater, and the pilot just happens to look back. I ain't got no clothes on. Says, so he starts tapping Bill Duke when you're
sweating.
I was sweating and I was hurting. And anyway, he starts tapping old Bill Duke. He's pointing in the back. He looked back there, and they got on the radio. He said, we're going to have to slow this descent. We got a man in discomfort. Naked
no clothes on, naked, sweating,
naked on a plane,
hurting. David.
So in the plane's so small, you can't just put your clothes back on back there. You know, so I had to get out at the airport with my underwear. So anyway, we had a good time with that. So we've been to fly to Virginia. I said, well, just slow down, slow
the descent.
That's it.
Unless you want,
yeah.
A half-clothed David and sweating in the back of the airplane.
That's right. When we pulled up to Tupelo, and we got out, and I seen this nice jet plane, and I'm thinking that's gonna be what we on. And I make the corner, and Bill's like, "No, this is my plane. You know, this is a nice plane, a little Siesta or something. I don't know. It's a nice plane, but it's not a jet." Yeah. And we're sitting there waiting for the Preston, the pilot, to get everything ready, and all of a sudden, this big plane comes flying, big old jet plane with a big Alabama A on the back of it, and I'm sitting there going, I don't care how much I like Mississippi State, and I don't care how much money I had. Ain't no way I'd put a college logo on my plane. And the plane come down there and roll right there in front of us. And Nick Saban stepped off. I said, now that makes more sense.
That makes more sense. It was the Alabama plane.
It was the Alabama plane.
All right. So let's just say, though, let's just project it out. Let's say 15 years from now, you do have your own plane.
Yeah.
And that logo on that hat on the side of that plane now, that would look pretty nice.
Yeah.
You might do that.
It had my logo with 2 hands trying to hold on to the side of it.
That's a great idea.
But they got so tickled. I said, now that makes more sense right there. Yeah. But I don't know who Nick Saban was flying into Tupelo to see before he retired. But
Whoever it was, he probably got him.
He probably got him.
And that's generally how it worked with him.
He could have got me.
What about, so sort of the guts of the operation there, the hog trapping. Last time we talked to you, you kind of gave us a synopsis of how it was going for you and, how widespread, the issue was of wild hogs. And it was always, just putting a dent in it or trying to. What's it like now, a year later?
Okay, so a year later, I have trapped the same places for a year. I didn't move a lot of new locations, and I just stayed on them. So this year, so this will be the third, on some of these properties, it's the third year. And in trapping in general, they say if you trap, whether you're trapping nest predators or whatever you're trapping, hogs, coons, coyotes, it takes about the third year to knock that dent to manageable.
Okay.
Which means if the hunters or the landowners stayed on top of it, they could do it themselves from now. So the hunting club I'm in, I trap 60 hogs and I get a membership. So if I catch 100, I get to have 2 deer or 1 giant, because it's a really big deer on that club. Okay. And this year, this is my 4th year, and I shot 2 the other night. So I'm at 24, and I'm usually to 100 by now.
Really?
So it has slowed down, and the landowners have even asked me, like, what are they doing? I'm like, they're just not here. Like the land neighbor next to us has 3,500 acres. And I don't know if they've done any trapping. I know they don't let me trap or don't pay me to trap or don't work a deal. So I don't trap there. But the numbers have been knocked down so drastic on that property that they are manageable now. But it takes 3 to 4 years. Now, some of these,
staying on top of it.
It's staying on top of it. A lot of people say, like, when you catch coyotes, new coyotes move in. Well, they do because there's more coyotes on other properties. Whereas me, when I catch, whatever I catch don't make it. So whatever moves in, they don't make it either. So that's the process. If somebody's robbing your home, you don't just let them keep taking it. Yeah. Eventually, there's got to be a process that robbers don't want to come to your house no more. So same way, the hogs and everything, they're robbers, and we just keep taking them out. And eventually, the numbers are down to where a trapper doesn't have to trap for you. You could do it as long as you stay on top of it. So I think we're at that number. I catch a lot of hogs from the refuge, not on the refuge, on private land, but these hogs come from the refuge. Oh, okay. And so I've caught like 250, I think. And then this year I went in there to prep the spots and get things ready, and I didn't have any hogs. So I was talking to a game warden of mine, and he's like, well, we've been seeing that you were catching so many that we actually went into the neighboring property on the refuge or government land, whatever that is. And he said, we've already caught 60. Okay. So, so I'm not having to, do their job, but it's we're working together now to where they've seen where I've caught so many, like, hey, let's check this section out. And then they've already caught so many. So, and then I can catch the stragglers, it's just a group effort, but you got to stay on top of them. It's got to be all the time. We see so many people that buy traps or whatever they use, and they just do it it's 92 degrees out there right now. Nobody wants to do it. Right. And that's where people like me come in. And when when you come in there and just stay on top of them, then you have it to where we done caught over 400 hogs in 3 years off one property, but now we've only caught 24. Yeah. And 7 or 8 of those been with a thermal. So I'm not even trapping. I'm just knocking out some stragglers.
I wondered this. I would think that maybe one of the most asked questions you get from just people you run into is, what do you do with them?
Yeah. So there's so many. It goes back to those rules and regulations. It's kind of like a man can build his own house without a permit, but he can't build your house without a permit. Because, It's one of those things. If the landowner wants them, he can do whatever he wants to do with them eating wise. But I'm not, as a trapper, not legally supposed to go give out hogs. Yeah. Okay. Somebody was to get sick. You could probably Google how many people actually get sick from wild hogs. It's probably a low percent. It's probably way, way low. Okay. I always tell people, just keep the grease hot. Us Southerners are built a little bit different, gut wise, So, so I let the buzzers eat a lot. in the summertime, and in the wintertime, I try to make it to where the landowner is giving whatever they're doing with us, the landowner. But I can't say go out there and just give all your hogs away because we don't have a USDA inspected on the hoof program. And but what I'd pull them out of, I don't want to eat them.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I shot one on the club in a clean open pasture or the food plot, I'm good. But it's just dragging them out of what I see them in. It's like, it just.
You talked about that the first time you were here.
Yeah.
So, what's the? Do you ever have you ever had scenarios where you got strange things in those traps that you didn't plan on being in there? A surprise in the trap?
Oh, I haven't had anything drastic. It's usually just raccoons. The occasional beaver or otter have walked through. I've always wanted to catch one. It goes back to all those legality things. Just like raccoons. If I could put a top on my trap, those raccoons come in that trap and eat that corn, and it'll be 25 coons. As a management standpoint, that could be 25 coons knocked out. Just like, I'm going to kill them anyway.
If you can put a top on it.
If I just put me a net on the top, drop the trap, go down there and take out 25 coons. But instead, I have to go down there with my regular traps, and stuff like that. And it takes a little more time. But there's reasons for all that. Just like you can't have a top on the trap because there's going to be some redneck that wants to catch a buck and think that, just being silly. It's a lot of people that just don't think.
Yeah.
And I've seen some giant deer in these traps on some of these places I've been on.
I wondered about that.
God. Like, there's been times I'd be like, look, if you just let me hunt, I won't charge you, But I had two. One was 165, and I think the other one was 176 or something like that in a trap at the same time.
At the same time.
And the only reason I know the measurements is because they end up killing the deer.
Yeah.
And, because I put it on Facebook, and it got like 30 million views, and pretty quick with those two giants like this. And so I see it all the time, and I usually let the landowners know, like, hey, we're over here trapping, and a buck showed up, But I don't trap much on property during deer season, but at least they have information on what bucks around there. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it could be their kid, it could be their wife, it could be their grandkid hunting that deer. If they want to hunt it, I can't hunt it, but man.
Hey, so we were talking about your deer that was in the picture earlier. I remember the last time you were here, I don't know if you were joking or not, but you said something about one of the really only issues that your wife has with you is your deer, your mounts. You have to keep them in the garage. You have to hide them. You can't put them all on the wall where you want to.
Yeah.
Now, are you able to in the house? Now y'all got a new house.
So we got a new house, but the house come with a separated man cave.
Okay.
So I have my own section. I got them on my walls down there.
Whatever on the wall you want to.
Yeah, they're not in the shed anymore. So and then she had killed a buck, and she wanted hers in the house. I was like, no. The goose and the gander's going to apply right here.
Remember that rule?
That's right. Rules are rules.
David Ellis, the rules stickler over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Putting this foot down. Well, that's okay.
My wife makes a joke about like not following rules. Like, I don't follow a lot of rules, but I'm a stickler for rules. My oldest son, like, I didn't let him have candy and stuff because I didn't want to pay for the cavity filling and stuff like that. I didn't want to be up all night, and this youngest child, he'd be eating sugar donuts going to bed.
Just the youngest one a little different than the old one.
Yeah.
I've always heard that the second and third child, they get a different experience than that first
They
one.
definitely do. My son, he's always like, you gonna let him get away with that? Like, man, I'm tired. I ain't got time for it. Got time to argue with a 7-year-old. It's a lot different, But I will say with my son, he got to see, I'd say the struggle of life, but he got to see. I was trying to learn to be a dad too, so he kind of got to be part of all that. But he understood that I was strict. I was very strict because I was more nervous. I was more scared that I wouldn't raise him good enough to stay out of trouble. Yeah. And Now, this one, the police officer cuts my grass, and I'll be like, hey, you want to go in there and have a conversation with my 7-year-old? He ain't listening to me. But no, he's a good child. But like I said, it's a lot different parenting as you get older.
Calling the police. If
just call the police. No.
Now, your kids, and I know one's about to be leave the nest and go off, to college and everything. But did they help you trap? Are they involved with
Harlow
this?
did from when I was 10, from he was about 10 years old up until he started driving, to school. So then he was kind of like, I ain't getting up at 4:30 to 4 o'clock anymore. He's like, I got school, I got football practice before school or baseball, something, some kind of workout, So he did. And the youngest one, Cruz, he likes it when he's got his friends over the house. So we all go as kind of like a group, but he ain't interested like just me and him because he know we're gonna be working.
Hard work.
It's work until or after we done put the hogs down. It's fun until you put the hogs down, then it's all work. And he's like, I don't want none of that. I'm gonna stay with my mama. I'm like, well, maybe I should get your mom out here.
What is different now about the social media experience?
Yeah,
maybe than when you started, or is it the same as it was?
I feel like it's a nice way to say it. There's a lot more weak people in the world nowadays, and everybody's offended by everything. Yeah. And when I first started this, people were only offended by the way I acted or talked, but now they're offended by you caught a hog that was destroying an 85-year-old woman's yard who already paying somebody to cut it. Now she's got to hire somebody to fix all of that. And it's just a lot of people out there that just can't handle, social media is not just for rainbows and unicorns. It's a world of what goes on in life, and that's kind of what we're teaching. Now, YouTube, you don't get as much of that hate, but the other social medias. But that's the biggest thing I've seen is a lot of people are just a lot more offended over things that really don't need to be offended over.
Well, I wonder why the YouTube thing is a little different than the others. Is it because I got to put in some effort to go find it, I guess, to see it on YouTube.
Their opinion, you have an email that you have a like your name just may be user 12345 like you don't have a presence to where the other social medias, you are Matt, you are David, you are Karen or Tommy, like you feel like you are somebody. But the YouTube world of it is you're just talking through something that you don't even like. A lot of people on YouTube don't have anything on YouTube. They just have an account where they go watch things.
Yeah.
But people on other social media platforms, they have their picture of their kids or what they do or what they believe in, and they just, their opinion, I think they think it means more when it really doesn't mean more. It's just satisfied their need to hate on something.
I see.
And that's a lot of it. People won't say these things if they met you at the airport, if they met you in the store. They wouldn't walk up. They might say, that's that guy that knocked some pigs in the head and I don't like him, but they wouldn't, they might say it on the internet, but they would never say it. And I've had threats and death threats and towards my family, and some of them legit that I've had to call the FBI on just because when you get so like YouTube, you can't see their name. You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But they got an IP address. And when they've been on YouTube for 13 years, because it tells you how long you've been on YouTube, that's probably a legit account opposed to a guy that's probably shows a year or 6 months and they're just on there trolling, trolling folks. But you get people on there 9, 10, 12 years that's had an account. I just call over there to my buddy in Starford, and he calls his buddy in Columbus, and then they do the back check, and then I don't even have to deal with it. They handle it. They just say it's been handled.
Yeah.
And whether they scare them, send them an email, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how the FBI works.
But the point that you're making is, okay, so it's one thing for somebody to be critical or have an adverse opinion. That's fine. It happens all the time. It's one thing for someone to kind of be offended. It's a whole different deal when a death threat
and
goes across.
That has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Like they just want you to die because you trapped an animal.
Yeah.
And it comes down to feelings, at the end of the day, the Bible talks about what's right will be wrong, what's wrong will be right, and
blurring that line.
And it comes to that point to where people just are more in feelings instead of based on facts. And fact is, I'm still gonna trap hogs. So
if you woke up tomorrow and there were no hogs to trap, a hypothetical that won't ever be the case. Let's just say there are no hogs to trap. What would you do for a living? What would be that next
sleep in
thing?
that day.
Okay, what about the next day?
I'd probably sleep in a little bit that day. Well, I would have to transition. I just bought a boat, so I would do some, start getting into some catfishing. If I wanted to continue the YouTube world of it.
Okay,
See what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
like, if I just want to go back and get a what I would call a regular job, because I get told all the time, get a real job. I'm like, man, I did line work for 23 years. It's time to have.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was a lineman. I was actually a good one.
23 years.
I stick out all my fingers and.
You don't look old enough to have done anything.
I started
for 23
young.
years.
I know. Well, I didn't. Well, I was on the payroll. I don't guess I really did anything, But yeah, I did that for 23 years, and like I said, I probably won't go back to it. I'm done with it. But I'd be glad to go down there to East Webster High School or the school and be the janitor all day long. Because I don't need but 2 more years to get my state retirement.
Okay.
But since the YouTube hit so good, it's just hard to go get those other 2 years yet.
You've leaned into the YouTube thing and ride that as long as you can.
That's it. And then I'll go be the janitor or the bus driver, get those 2 years, sit back and let my wife work her 25, I'll sit back and but other than that, but if it all ended today, I mean, the work ethic is in me, so I mean, it ain't hard to get a job. Might not be the job I want, but all my stuff would be paid for and we'd just sit back and live comfortably still. But
you'd still hunt.
Yeah, I still hunt. They're probably that same road if he let me. I mean, not on the road.
Not on the road.
Not on the road.
Near the road.
Near.
Just. That's
No. But I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's neat to see your success, but I think the neatest thing about it for someone like me who's a fan, and also someone like me who's from is a Mississippian, is that it's genuine. I mean, it's who you are. It's not made for television, and then you're somebody or something different. There's a realness to you and to the content that's the thing I admire about it the most.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that the content, is supposed to get bigger and better every time. And I try to tell people it's just trapping. You're not reinventing the wheel every day. It's just normal life, and sometimes you have some exciting episodes, and some days it's just regular. Let's see what y'all's doing today episodes, and I think that a lot of people, I say hadn't figured it out yet, but as you're scanning through YouTube and watching different videos, whether it be like deer meat for dinner and stuff like that, who have really great content and a lot of followers, they watch something really big, and then you may come over and be like, oh, this is a great episode, but this one was kind of slow. Well, it's just because there's nothing to reinvent here. There's no real big booyah unless you catch a giant boar hog or something, and get everybody riled up.
Sure.
But the main thing is it's just trapping, but we're just doing everyday life, and everyday life ain't big and exciting. It's just washing the tires off.
My gears are turning now. What would like a Mr. Beast hog trapping video look?
Yeah.
You can call Mr. Beast.
Yeah, man, I get Mr. Beast down here, and I'll rent out my farm. I think he's been renting out the pyramids and the Mayan caves and everything.
The whole world. Hey, David, that's another thing though too that I admire. It's someone with the courage to just kind of put themselves out there.
Yeah,
And I experience a little bit of somebody sees you every now and then, maybe on a podcast or on a radio show or doing a ball game or something like that. But I have a natural thing of sometimes I don't want to be seen. I don't really want to be known. I kind of want to do this right here a lot. I like the privacy.
Yep.
And it takes some guts to almost on a daily basis to take that phone out and say, okay, y'all, welcome to my world, and to be seen all the time.
Yep.
That I think a lot of people watch the content and take that for granted, that from your standpoint, it takes a lot of guts to just let the whole world into your life like that.
Yeah, my buddy, the does YouTube. He's got almost 1 million, and he told me that because it gets hard sometimes. It gets I say overwhelming. It's just, to me, it would probably be considered lazy, or maybe to other people would consider lazy. Like, all you gotta do is film yourself. But he always said you got to fight the demons, because there's going to be one day you just don't want to film, and that's going to be the day that something happens that, in our world, those video numbers mean something. So you got to film everything. And we had to fight that a lot. Like, I just don't feel like I'm just feeding hogs today. I'm just setting a few traps. I don't really want to film it. And you got to fight it. And then also talking about not wanting to be seen. In my early days, I was the most extrovert person you can find. No video or nothing, just having a great time, loud, telling jokes. And as I do this more and more, I get more introvert.
Really?
Well, I don't mind the crowd. Like when I go do an event and there's 600 people there and I'm ready to speak and we're entertaining on stage and I'm all about that. You put me in a room of 600 people that I don't know, that don't know who I am, I don't want to be there. And because I'm not there, when I took my son to Northwest for whatever the day is, you go up there, orientation day, dude, I was about to have a panic attack. I was like, son, I cannot be.
You didn't take your clothes off, did you, Dave? All right, I just wanted to.
I'm getting hot. And then they called my son out to leave so they could go walk the campus and do all that. And they left the parents in there. And I don't have an attention span worth anything. So when you start talking something that I don't know, it will not. I'll start thinking about hogs. I'll think about the ride home. And I'm over here just screenshotting the video on the thing. I'm just screenshotting or taking pictures of everything. And he's like, what'd they tell you? And I just airdrop them all to my son. This is what you need. I ain't paying attention to nothing. But yeah, so over time, I've just become introvert, even at the ball games. I like people to come up to speak. That's not a problem. But like, we're just sitting around and you'll have one old mama that just won't hush. And it's like nails going in my head. I'm like, God, just be quiet. They're 7-year-olds. They're not going pro tomorrow. They're not. I promise. I done this. Yeah. I thought my kid was going pro at 8 years old. It ain't happening. Yeah. Just calm down. Just let him run the first. If that path takes him to third, first, let it be. Have fun with it.
I've seen the videos that describe the different types of, like youth baseball and softball parents. You've got the ones who bring the radio, and then you got the ones who bring the snacks. You're the one that wants to be silent during the game, just watch. Is that you?
I like it when I like to yell when things are going good. Like run, hey, home run or whatever. Like I like to, let's go. But far as the didn't get a call right. I mean, these umpires out here in the same heat we in that we fussing about, except they on the turf
for $25 or $30.
Whatever they're making, and it's like, who cares if they get the call right? I mean, I know that we all spend a bunch of money for this tournament and we here and there, but at the end of the day, if you wasn't protected by this chain link fence, and if that umpire wasn't a great person, he'd probably shut you up. Right. You know what I mean? Right. You wouldn't yell at that dude in Walmart. You wouldn't yell, hey, you need to move up in line. You wouldn't do it. Right. But as soon as your kid gets out at first base on a good call or a bad call, the world's ending. I'm like, y'all better stop. But I don't get into that anymore. I used to. When Harlow was doing it, I'd be all in there, I don't know how those umpires handled us, but now.
It may be age.
It's got to be.
Get older and mature.
Dude, I can't breathe good. I just be like, it's too much money. It's too hard to yell.
And your body hurt. Last thing you want to do is fight anything. It ain't worth it. So you wise up.
I'd be pulling my pocket knife out, and I'll just I've treated it like a fidget spinner, So my wife be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I ain't even paid. I don't even know. I'm just playing with it." I'm like, "Well, they're getting kind of loud over there."
See, now we know why when we were kids, the older folks, they would whittle.
Yeah.
I used to think, what in the? He's not even making anything. He's just chipping away at a stick. That's what it was.
That's what is
occupying your mind. So
that's it. It's old timer fidget spinner.
You need to put that on YouTube.
That's right.
Here's an old time.
But that's so I do get excited on that, and I do miss it. We're done, and it was great to watch where the kids didn't really know to the point to where you really don't expect them to make a mistake now because they've got really great at it, and then they do make a mistake, and you're like, like I said, we're not going pro tomorrow. Nobody's making any money off this, except for the tournament director or the tournaments. But he did say that down there in Starkville that they're doing so well. They're making turning in like $500,000 in revenue for Starkville.
For the city.
Hosting
youth baseball. Oh, yeah, it's huge.
So, I mean, it's because we eat out. I told him, I said, well, shoot, half of that's probably us eating up there at Obie's, eating chicken and rotel.
I mean, it's a whole business. I live in Tupelo, and, you think about restaurants and hotels. Tupelo's got, way more than the city of Tupelo would ever need for the people who live there and live in. But they have an entire division of the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Their job is to go out and recruit those sporting events. Baseball, softball, soccer. It's huge business.
And they do a very well job of it.
Did y'all ever come to Tupelo for sports?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we appreciate your business.
Yeah, before they had the good field. Everything's going to turf now. So we would have the mud fields, we're going to play it.
Man, they're so nice now. The stuff that the kids are playing on now in these local communities, like that new park over in Vicksburg, the fields they play on now are so much nicer than anything. We had kids. I mean, my kid broke his arm in the dirt sliding and carrying on, and I think he even rolled a few ankles at home plate, just trying to bat, because it'd be so dug in, That big hole you're standing in up there.
Every kid's having to bat the same stance that don't have the same stance because of the hole divots,
Hey, and so speaking of innovations, I was going to ask you this a minute ago. What about innovations in hog traps? And I'll finish with that. From kind of when you first got into trapping to now, technologically, what you have at your disposal to trap hogs, what's it like now?
Just having everything to where you control it remotely. I mean, they got it where you can any kind of trap now can basically have a remote control door.
And cameras too, I guess.
And cameras over it. And of course, they got the net traps now. And you can still watch it with a game camera, so you know you caught something. I mean, you need to do that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So everything's evolving on the fact of making it easier for you and controlling it to where, like, when I trap coyotes or raccoons or beaver be the main thing, I have to go check those traps every day. All right, where hogs is, you got the traps, you always got eyes on them, and now they just make it a lot easier. It's just the work is still tough. It's still hot. Everybody wants to do things on nice days, and trapping ain't for nice days. It's for the weather. They used to say the duck hunters were the toughest. I told them they never met a trapper.
Well, now they have. Millions of others have too. Because
I like duck hunting if anybody wants to.
Nothing against duck hunting. David, it's really a pleasure to get to catch up with you again. The time goes by quickly when we get to chat with you, and that's a compliment to you. And also hats off on the consistency, the effort that you put into it, the success. For the Yawt Yawt brand, so to speak, and sponsors coming along, and man, onward and upward to you.
Well, I'm going to try to show it. I want to try to show it the most legal and best way there is so everybody can do it and keep everybody out of trouble. Make sure you do everything right. Because like I said, at the end of the day, those ball field kids are the ones coming up wanting to take pictures, and I don't want them to ever show that I'm doing something wrong, on purpose.
Sure.
We can always not wear our seatbelt. But it's the little things that can be corrected. We don't want anybody end up in prison or jail over stupid mistakes.
Right. Thank you again. Good to see you.
All right.
He is David Ellis, Yawt Yawt, on social media and everywhere else here on the show. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you outdoors.